This lesson, we're going to talk about how to multiply polynomials. And there's going to be several different types of multiplying polynomials. But one thing you need to remember from an older unit, okay, is when we are multiplying with exponents, so like x to the fourth times 2x to the third, you need to remember that you multiply the coefficients, so that's the numbers in front. So 1 times 2 is 2. And then when you're multiplying, don't forget that you add your exponents. So 4 plus 3 would give me 2x to the 7th. So you do have to remember, since we're multiplying, your exponent rule, it says when you multiply, you add the exponents. So anyway, let's just jump in with our first example. On this one, you notice that you have one item on the outside. So your job is to take that item and distribute it to each one on the inside. So what is -4 times 1? Well, that's -4. And then when you're multiplying, remember to add your exponents. So 3 plus 2 gives me x to the 5th. Then -4 times 3 is -12. This x doesn't have an exponent, so make sure you put in the magic little 1. And then add your exponents when you're multiplying. And 3 plus 1 is x to the 4th. Then take -4 times -4, which is +16. The 4 inside the parentheses doesn't have any x's with it, so there's nothing to add to that exponent, so it stays as x to the 3rd. Then you always look to simplify, which simplify just means combine like terms. Okay, but in our case, we don't have any like terms because they all have different powers, so we can't put them together. So this is my final answer. Now, the next type of problem we have is ones that have two sets of parentheses. And to help us with the ones with two sets of parentheses, we are going to use multiplication with a box. So what I want you to do is I want you to draw yourself a box here. And we're going to split the box into 4 sections. My first parentheses, I'm going to put that on the top outside of the box. So I'm going to put x and 5. The second parentheses is going to go on the outside of the side of the box. So over here, I'm going to put x and 8. Now, if you've ever taken a science class that has made you do Punnett squares, this is very, very similar to Punnett squares. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to multiply the side of the box by the top of the box. So x times x. Remember, you're going to add your exponents. So that's going to give you x to the 2nd power. Then you're going to take x times 5. X times 5 is 5x. Now we're going to repeat the process over with the bottom row. So take the side times the top. So 8 times x is 8x. And 8 times 5 is 40. And then you want to look for like terms. And hopefully everybody says, oh, look here. 8x and 5x are considered like terms. So remember, go with highest exponent. So I'm going to write x squared first. Then combine your like terms. So 8x plus 5x is 13x. And remember, when you're adding like terms, you do not mess with the power. Okay, so don't try to add the power on this one because you're just combining like terms. You only change the power when you are multiplying. And then we have plus 40. Done. Okay, next one. 2 parentheses, you're going to start by making a box again. Boom. Split it into 4 sections. First parentheses goes on the top. 2x, 4. Now, when you're doing the second parentheses on the side, make sure you include that negative sign with the 5. So you got x, but don't just write positive 5. Make sure you write minus 5 there because that negative goes with the 5. Okay. X times 2x. Well, 1 times 2 is 2. And then add your exponents for x, which would make it 2x squared. And then x times 4 is 4x. Negative 5 times 2x is negative 10x. And negative 5 times 4 is negative 20. All right, then hopefully everybody notices we are going to have some like terms to combine. So 2x squared. And then 4x minus 10x. Well, 4 minus 10 is negative 6. Keep the x, and then we still have minus 20. Okay. And then we're just going to make some more boxes. So here we go on the next row. I'm going to start by making a box. On the top, I got x and negative 3, x and positive 3. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 3 is negative 3x. 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So x squared. And now when you look at your like terms, you're going to notice I've got a positive 3x and a negative 3x. Well, they actually cancel each other out. So then I'm going to omit that term altogether. So my answer is just x squared minus 9. Okay, E is a little different because E doesn't have 2 parentheses. But when you look at E, you're going to hopefully notice this little power on the outside of the first parentheses. Okay, so for example, sidebar, if I said 5 to the second power, hopefully everybody says, oh, the answer is 25, and I got 25 because I took 5 times 5. So that little power of 2 meant that I had 2 5s. So carry that philosophy over here to our problem, and that little power of 2 means I have 2 of the same parentheses. So I'm going to think of it as being 2x plus 7 times 2x plus 7. And then I can make my box again. So 2x, 7, 2x, 7. So 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 7 is 14x. 7 times 2x is another 14x. And 7 times 7 is 49. So 4x squared. 14x plus 14x is 28x. And then plus 49. Okay, F. Once again, that little power of 2. That's going to mean 2 identical parentheses. So then I'll make my box. So I got a 3x and a y, a 3x and a y. So multiply that, and I get 9x squared. And then 3x times y is just 3xy. And 3x times y is another 3xy. And y times y is y squared. So 9x squared, 3xy, and 3xy, they are considered like terms because they both have xy on them. So 3 plus 3 will make it plus 6xy plus y squared. Okay, and then that is your final answer. Okay, moving on to G. This one, we have a binomial times a trinomial. So we're no longer doing binomial times binomial. We're doing binomial times trinomial. Which in this problem means instead of having a perfect square box, we're actually now going to have a box that looks more like a rectangle. I'm going to take my side and split that one in half, and then up and down, I'm going to split that one into 3 sections. So I have 2 sections times 3 sections. So the 2 sections go on the side. So 3x and 4 go on the side. The one with 3 sections goes on the top. So x squared, 2x, and negative 1. So now let's multiply. 3x times x squared. Well, that will give me 3x to the third. 3x times 2x will give me 6x to the second. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times 2x is 8x. And 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. So now when we're looking for like terms, we're going to have 2 different sets of like terms. So I got 3x to the third, and then 6x squared plus 4x squared is 10x squared. And then my next set, 8x minus 3x, well, 8 minus 3 is 5x, and then keep minus 4. Okay, H. On this one's going to have you do multiple things at the same time. If I look, the first 2 parentheses are right next to each other, so that means I'm going to box them out. So here's my normal binomial times binomial box. So I got 2x minus 5 and x 4. So multiply, and that will give you 2x squared minus 5x, 8x, and minus 20. So then I get 2x squared. 8x minus 5x is 3x minus 20. Now, the second half of the problem, you have a 2 on the outside, so this is distributive property. So we're going to take 2 times each one of these. So 2 times x squared is 2x squared. 2 times negative 6x is negative 12x. And 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Now we can go ahead and combine like terms from here. So 2x squared plus 2x squared is 4x squared. And 3x minus 12x is negative 9x. And negative 20 minus 6 is negative 26. And you're done.